Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about the new Gen 3 version of the Axial Shift. The Gen 3 brings some amazing updates and upgrades to this awesome model, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's get this box open. You can see their Made in USA sticker because they are made here in the States, in the great state of Utah. You can see this card with all of their warranty information and all that. And then, of course, the shift itself. I gotta say, I am a very big fan of the shapes, lines, and just overall aesthetic of the shift. Starting up there at the blade, this is my personal favorite of their options. This is their clip point. It does have a very nice stonewash finish, and all of their knives right now are running in CPM MagnaCut, which is awesome. By this point, everybody's heard of it. With its excellent, just overall well-rounded properties, it makes for an excellent EDC blade steel. Now, it does come in DLC coatings as well. So this is their Tonto version. And then, of course, you do have their Wharncliffe, and they also will be a double edge. It looks very similar to their previous double edge, if you've seen that. We just haven't got those in yet. But I am going to stick with the clip point for the majority of this because, as I said, it is my favorite. So all of those blades are going to be heat treated to about 62 to 63 HRC. So that is just an excellent hardness for MagnaCut. And then scooching on down to the handle, this is black anodized aluminum. You can see it is Torx hardware there on all the corners. And it does have a very nice deep carry titanium pocket clip that is reversible. So that's really cool. And that does have a filler tab there for the other side. That way you don't just have a gap. I'm always a fan of that. And I know for some people, clips are a very small thing, but I really, really like the look of this one. And I love how deep it sits. And then you can also see around the edges, there is added jimping and texturing just for some added grip, because those flats are nice and very smooth. They're not going to tear up your hands. And then one other option, I'll bring back in the Wharncliffe here. So you can see on this one, this features their G10 inlays. Now, not all of their versions will have those G10 inlays, but it is a nice little option in case you wanted to have that. It'll add a little bit of grip up there, but I think it's mostly just an accent look. And I know that they're already working on other inlay options, such as carbon fibers, so that'll be really cool to see when those release. Now, next up, I wanted to go ahead and talk some specs before doing some other size comparisons. So looking at the blade length there, we're at about 3 1/4 worth of cutting edge, right at about a 3.5 inch blade. And then the overall length is right at 8 inches. And all of those blades are going to be roughly about the same length. And let's go ahead and check the weight here. This is a little bit heavier for an OTF, a little under 4 ounces for the clip point, but like some of them can reach right at about 4 ounces. So just so you can see that there, which if you compare it to something like an Ultratech, you'll see that it is a step up in weight. So if you're looking for maybe a little bit of a little heftier of an OTF, I think that's a great option. And then just a quick size comparison here with some fan favorites. Of course, got to compare it to the Ultratech. And then the Livewire. And I'll also bring in the Benchmade Shootout. So pretty comparable in size to a lot of these. And then as you guys know, I normally don't mention price because that is subject to change at any point. But as of right now, these kind of start right at about $230. Some of the versions, if you get the DLC coatings and whatnot, I can jump up to around like $250 maybe. But $230 for a USA-made OTF is pretty insane. Like right now, the only other one that jumps into mind that kind of competes with that is the Livewire in that same price point. A lot of the time, you're looking at like $310 and up starting for a very good quality USA-made knife. So that is something that I just had to mention. There's no way I could get away with making this video without mentioning it. Now, some of the other things that I've left here for last are some of the stuff that I don't have the most amount of info on because they have some pending patents. So I don't have all of the answers, but I do want to talk about some of the things that they highlight. So starting with their slide switch, I do have to say it has gotten drastically easier to open and close, and it's using what they're calling their new patented bearing glide mechanism. But I can tell you what I see is that there are those ridges there, and I can see that there is a stainless steel plate underneath that slide switch. So I guess that just helps reduce drag, and it makes it incredibly smooth. Like, this is, I think it might even be easier to deploy than the live wire. It's very, very close. So I'm impressed. It's definitely easier than their previous versions. And it also features something that they're calling the hammer lock. Again, I don't have all of the information on it, but I've been told that it reduces drag and should increase the reliability of the locking mechanism. So that's pretty cool. And then last but not least is what they're calling their Ironclad Guarantee. Now, a lot of companies these days do have an awesome limited lifetime warranty, but they are really, really emphasizing how important their warranty is to them. So I highly recommend going to their website and reading up more on it yourself, because I gotta say, I love when a company stands by their product. So I am very, very impressed by this one. I want to know what y'all think about it in the comments below. If you plan on picking one of these up, I'd also love to know. As always, if you want to pick one of these up for yourself, links are down in the description box below. They'll take you on over to gpknives.com where you can read even more information on them. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and stay sharp.